I got ya. So you let me do a bloody... right, I got you now, eh? So, you will let me do... you just won't let me record. I got ya, you bastards. Yeah, right. It's like that, isn't it? It is like that. You bastards. Jaydreamers is spouting out some truth with Omens, like, because he's quite on the ball with what's going on with sun and plasma apocalypse. So it's good to check him out, really. Mountains are going to melt. The mountains are going to be shook down, and there won't be any mountains. We can take the mountains down. The mountains will be removed. It can definitely take down every single building. Yeah, the whole building collapsed.
In the last week, there have been volcano eruption warnings from Iceland to Japan and Hawaii, and scientists are predicting a decades-long dormant volcano in Alaska is due to come alive. So 200 volcanoes woke up in 2020. I wonder why.
Yes, I'll have to.
Taking note that there seems to be a lot of volcanic activity around the world lately, don't you think? Right, from Japan to the north to Hawaii, there is always going to be naysayers. Naysayers will always say, "No, those places have always had volcanoes. They're
no way, it's all waking up. It's waking up, and it's waking up because some shit is starting to happen."
Can you just start with this increased activity? Is it connected? What does it mean?
Okay, time out. Okay, this is the professional. This is the one they chose. All right, now I feel like you should have a pizza. Let's hear what he says. What's the reason for this increased?
I wonder what it is. Would it be something to do with that CME Eric Briggs come across back in 2018?
Almost always eruptions going on in several different parts of the world. Oh, really? Wow, I didn't know that.
2018.
So there's always eruptions. There's always volcanoes around the world at some point. They're always erupting. Well, thank you for clarifying. That's the end of our show for today. Thank you for all for coming. No. That's what they always say. They always say, "Oh, well, it's because the news is just now noticing this." I can't do his face perfectly, but the news is just now noticing, and there's just a lot of news stories about it. So it seems like there's a lot of volcanoes going off, but there's not. I promise.
Alaska's got 40 or 50 active volcanoes that can come into or go out of different stages of activity at any given time. So really, a lot of times
I can delay.
I could go at any time. You guys know what that movie's from? I could go at any time. Anyways, what he's saying is, like, there's a whole bunch of volcanoes all over the place, and at one time or another, some of those volcanoes will be erupting. What I'm saying, and what I'm seeing, and what I'm feeling is that there's a lot of eruptions happening lately, and I don't mean like little tiny, it needs to just release a little pressure eruptions. I mean big, fat, huge eruptions. People are recording freaking volcanoes with lightning shooting out of it, left and right these days. Okay? Big blasts. Watch, check this out.
When we hear about volcanic eruptions, it's because in the news cycle it gets picked up because there are volcanoes erupting basically every day somewhere on our planet.
So it's a news eruption, but that asks me, I get...
All right, so Doogie Howser's grandpa is like, so you're just saying it's us. It's a news eruption. We're too stupid, and we weren't aware that there were volcanoes that do erupt on a regular basis. That's, he's like, why did I even have you as a guest on my show?
Get to ask a series of dumb questions. This is the first. Are volcanoes in any way connected, though?
Time out. He says, I get to ask a series of dumb questions. What he's saying is, you're the expert, I'm just a dumb newscaster, and this is a poor mindset that we have today. We've actually taught our children to think that that questioning things, to asking questions, being motivated to investigate and research, which asking questions is a huge part of researching, right?
Yeah.
And the scientific method, I might point out, that they're dumb questions. I'm so sorry. I'm so dumb in comparison to you and your wonderful studying and your degrees and your rolled up pieces of paper with ribbons on them. I didn't do any of that. I didn't go to college for 8 years and pay $500,000 like you did. I'm so done with these questions. Please, thank you so much for just dealing with me and putting up with me and my questions.
Who's watching, guys?
You know what I mean? That's the age that we live in today.
When they erupt in their activity.
So, I mean, basically, if you remember back to your earth science class, which hopefully you had, you know, the earth...
Oh my God. They always do this, especially on like talk shows, morning shows and stuff, especially when they have an expert, an alleged expert. Neil deGrasse Tyson does this garbage all the time. Astronauts in space, they reference your classes in elementary school, if you can remember those. You know what I mean? Doesn't it sound a little bit condescending to you? The reason they do that is because that's the limit and the extent of their knowledge.
I just got to do something, so when I need to do this, so when people log in, I can, I need to do this, so when people log in, I can just edit the video and put Jaydreamers Omens, shall I? So people can know what they're... Let me come across it. People can just go directly to it, really, but hey, it's what it is, isn't it? You can watch my channel if you want. But hey, it's what it is, isn't it? Watch my channel. Omens by Jaydreamers. He chats truth. He really does. There's Gentile Giant. He chats truth.
Do you know that 99% of supplements in the world have nasty extras in them? A combination of fillers, binders, blowing agents, anti-caking agents.
I think we're all getting to the same sort of...
I try to decipher through all of the
really,
jargon.
It's not big coming.
It's
not big happening. And there's light at the end of the tunnel. No fear, guys. Don't fear nothing. Just head to the light. Love the light.
And at the edges of the plates are where all the activity happens. Mostly that's where there are earthquakes, that's where there are volcanoes and the things. And so in a general sense, all of that activity is related to the fact that we live on a active planet where literally the surface of the planet under your feet is moving essentially every day, but very, very slowly. And so in that sense, all volcanoes are related in general to a small number of processes. But is a volcano erupting in Iceland directly connected to Kilauea? No. What the?
Oh crap! Yes, it is. Listen. I'm gonna have an opposite opinion on this. Okay. Yes, it is. All of these volcanoes erupting are related to each other. All the earthquakes and the increased seismic activity we've been having is related to each other. These are called omens. As a matter of fact, everything is connected. Everything is related, but that's really deep. But the caverns that go down into the earth, they all meet. The ones that go deep enough, they meet into the hollow recesses of the world. They go down far enough to where they meet the electromagnetic field that is holding in pressure. And when that electromagnetic field goes into fluctuation, it seeps out pressure from time to time. And that pressure rises up and gives birth to earthquakes and plasmas in the sky and strange lights and volcanoes blowing up and stuff. Heck yeah, it's definitely all related. I promise you that. Now, Kilauea, they're going to show you stuff like this Kilauea is one of, there's many volcanoes in the world that are just constantly, seeping out lava, which, by the way, he's going to tell you what lava is, and I have an opinion on that too, and a theory about it. But they try to say like, oh no, this one's always erupting. It's not a big deal. They'll minimize this stuff and dismiss it until the day the apocalypse arrives. Now let's get back to our honored guest here.
The slowness of that process that explains why dormant volcanoes that have been dormant for a long time suddenly become active.
Yeah, and when you think about the Earth, and a lot of people envision the Earth as having this thin little bit we live on, and then underneath that, vast oceans
Nothing doing that,
which is melted rock.
Nothing doing that CME from
Time out.
down there.
He just casually slipped that in there.
Yeah, wrong.
Lava is not melted
Lucacino.
rock. Okay? You don't have to believe me. You don't have to have the same opinion as I do, but I have a soapbox here. I'm going to stand on it for sure, and I'm going to teach, okay? According to the best of my research and my path in life. Lava is melted metal, not rock. The metals mix with the soils and the dirt and the debris as it rises up through the earth and gives us what we think is melted rock, but it's not melted rock. Go try to melt a rock. Put a rock in your oven and make a video and show me that you melted a rock. Okay, I'll be flabbergasted if you can do that. I'll post it right here on my channel. If you can melt a rock and make frickin' lava, I bet you can't. It's melted metal. Now, melt some metal, mix it with some dirt and some stuff, and I guarantee you're gonna have lava. Okay, I didn't see who that was, but high five. All right, let's continue on.
It's really not very much melted rock in the parts of the planet where it can get to the surface. It really is a pretty small volume. And so it takes time to melt rock. It takes time for the rock.
Yeah, you know how much time it takes to melt rock? Billions of years. Billions of years ago.
That little bit of melt to sort of accumulate in a place where there's enough of it that it can...
Listen, let me also... I'm sorry. I'm going off on this video, but, I feel like it's important for me. Moi Freestyle, hey, high five. Thank you so much for the donation. All right, so check this out. Allegedly, okay, they say it gets hotter and hotter. It's getting so dense inside of... This is why cosmology is so important to me personally. It helps to dispel these mysteries about the Earth, especially those that are academic in nature in the modern world, where everything's backwards and upside down from what our forefathers and our ancestors confidently knew because they've been there into the earth. They were taken up by angels and otherworldly beings into the heavens and shown the expanse of the sky, the firmament, and what lies beyond, okay? These are not new mysteries that academics and scholars, are revealing to anyone, okay? They're for me, they're fantasy. Down inside the earth, they say that it's just so dense.
I'm going to show you how titanium is going to change the way you cook. I finally found the holy grail with our place. It's not just a pretty face, it's some of the best wine to buy.
10,000 degrees. 10,000 degrees. Okay, they say it's made out of like nickel and iron. You know at what temperature nickel and iron gets so hot that they just instantly turn into gas? Half that. 5,000. Okay? Ish. All right? Now, it's physically impossible for the earth to be made out of molten anything down there if it's that hot. It would be gas, okay? And if it was gas, it would expand and the earth would blow up. So, I have a huge problem with that cosmology.
Up in fractures to the Earth's surface. So that, it seems generally slow to us.
Yeah.
But of course, if you put a human time span in the context of the age of the Earth, it's really pretty fast.
We have about 20 seconds left. What is the coolest thing happening in volcano science right now?
I'll tell you right now, the coolest thing is it's an omen of the apocalypse, and the entire world is going to flip upside down in the moment, in the twinkling of an eye. This guy's talking about how it takes millions of years, and if you look at the grand scheme of the timeline, I'm telling you, religions have told you, spiritual leaders and wise men and women, prophets, priestesses, across time, priestesses, they've all told you this event, these earth changes don't take millions of anything. They happen in days, sometimes minutes, okay? So,
Take your vacation.
I don't know. Anyways, let's move on to the next thing. Bye. Oh, look. They're not all bad. They can pick up your dirty laundry from the floor and put it onto a basket that's attached to them. I want one. How much are they? Like $20,000? Man, now I'll never have to pick up dirty clothes off of my own floor ever again. Thank you, B36, Boston Dynamics robot. Good boy. Wow, who asks for this? Nobody. This is not a real person's house. This is a fake house. This is a prop house, okay? Nobody out there nobody owns these. Nobody owns these. Nobody wants these. I mean, I guess all the weirdos in the world probably do want one. I don't. I'd rather have a dog. An actual dog that I can pet. That can fetch
like
stuff and get in trouble and, irritate me and pee on the floor or whatever. I don't know. That's what my dog
And the sun's so bright.
But I want a dog I can love that's a friend. All right? Now, can you love these or whatever?
Jaydreamers
That's a philosophical question, I guess. But damn, there's no need for this. How lazy are people? They're extremely lazy, okay? Watch the movie
Funny how I
WALL-E.
come across him.
All right, watch any movie, actually. But WALL-E
While I was
is showing
talking
you
about
this in
it,
the future.
I didn't
WALL-E was
even know.
created specifically so that humans don't have to work.
And even met him.
And that's just a newer repainting of an old
I'm
concept.
not the only one talking
is
about
as old as time. Going back
you
to
know what I mean.
the idea of robots.
It's not like I just watch YouTube and go, oh, I jumped on the bandwagon.
In the modern era. But yeah, robot dogs,
I looked at the sky.
flamethrowers, they can do your yard work for you.
The moon's pissed.
You know, you can put some pretzels on their, some Pringles on their back.
Then,
It'll shoot out a
going
chip
on
right into your
YouTube, I come
mouth
across
while it's blowing
people
leaves.
talking about shit like this.
That's amazing. We're just
So
replacing
yeah, I'm not like a flat earther
our
who just
existence.
scrolls
A
through
Furby
Facebook.
robot dog. Wow.
Jumps on flat earth
That's scary. Furbies are creepy
and
anyway.
goes, oh.
1.62
the
births per
moon's
woman
wrong.
in the United States in 2025. You ask
Let's
yourself,
go to
well, how many do we
Australia
need
now.
to sustain our own
Jump off the
population?
plane and see the moon
2,
upside down.
approximately. All right.
Go and try and find
2.1.
flowers.
I don't round off children.
No.
I don't know how they do that.
You never see
You
it.
need 2 kids. All right. Each person needs 2 kids. All right.
Because we're in the southern
I don't know
hemisphere.
what 2.1 kids looks like. I have 2. I did my part. Okay. I did my part. High five. Thank you. 1.62 is what it is now. Bye. See you later, America, and every other country in the world. Africa's doing decent. Africa's probably going to maybe take control once more because they're having babies all over the place in comparison. Okay, much less still than they used to. But there's lots of movies about this. That's prophetic, okay? About the birth rates getting so low that the populations. What was that one? The Handmaid's Tale. This happened in The Handmaid's Tale, okay? That was supposed to be fiction. That was supposed to be an entertaining, wild, crazy, so far out there, strange movie, and it was. I love that movie. I don't like all the, they don't need to really show all the sex stuff. I hate it when they show sex scenes. Like, I get it, I know what sex is and all that stuff, okay? But, God, man, they get too much about it. It's like, but other than that, that was a damn good show. I loved it. It was all about this. It's all about our world in the future, in this dystopian, futuristic society where all of a sudden, all the men take control because they start passing these laws about fertility and making it so that they can keep their populations and stuff. And that's right around the corner. It's going to get to that point, that threshold where it will be on the news every day. Okay. Right now, they're not really talking about it because there's so many people. But once it starts becoming noticeable, gray whales are starting to wash up dead in the San Francisco area.
They're just giving you a distraction.
They're trying to figure out why. They don't know. They can't figure out why the whales are just plopping up dead in the ocean. Let's see if I can zoom into the water here. And let's see if we can figure out. It won't let me. You see that water? Do you see the color of the water? Do you remember Lake Victoria?
Let's give you a distraction.
Remember what's happening right now in Southern California? In what's that lake down there called? By the sand dunes? I forgot. But it's happening around the world. Green water, bacteria. They live in it. They're dying. This isn't the Book of Revelation. This is a prophecy. This is an omen. You think it might have something to do with the water that they're in and breathe and drink and live in and breathe and all that stuff, right? Current nationwide tornado count. nearly doubled compared to the average so far this season. They got a nice little chart right here for you to look at. All right, so not only are the number of tornadoes getting larger, you should have seen some of these videos, man. These tornadoes are ugly. Now, this is interesting to me. Pakistan's going through a heat wave right now, right? I've got something else about Pakistan too, I want to say, but in a second. They're going through this crazy heat wave right now, and then I read this entire article way down here. I've highlighted this portion of it, and it says here, extreme heat has killed tens of thousands of people in India and Pakistan in recent decades, and climate experts have warned that by 2050, India will be among the first places where temperatures will cross survivability limits. What does that mean? That means it's getting so hot well, I believe it's getting hot for a few different reasons, but it's getting so hot that pretty soon people won't be able to go out in the daytime. They'll be stuck indoors because it's going to be so hot that you can't survive going out for too long during the daytime. Now, this has also been shown to us in multiple movies, many different movies, where people couldn't go into the daytime light because the sunlight was that hot. It started to burn people, which is what we've been talking about here on my channel when we talk about the color spectrum shift that the luminaries are going through and how that makes the sunlight or daytime get hotter and hotter as it becomes more and more focused. Also speeding up in its circuit in the heavens, giving us less time in every single day, shortening our years, shortening our days, making it seem like we're having more birthdays, making it seem like older people are so much younger, and then they take the credit for it because of modern medicine and stuff, when in reality, you're just having shorter and shorter years. They're just, you're having more and more years than you used to, quicker and quicker, so it seems like you're getting, you're having more birthdays or whatever. Anyways, the world's getting a lot hotter, okay? Now, I believe that has to do with cosmology and how our world is actually shaped, and mostly the firmament, the dome that's above us. I believe that that's responsible for the focal point above us and all of the luminaries. But yeah, it's getting extremely hot. Now, we talked about this one, but I wanted to bring it back to your attention because I feel this is extremely important, because the world is covered in about 75% water, the oceans, right? Which is actually one ocean, which is actually the flood, like the worldwide flood that happened according to, every ancient record of every country in the world, with the exception of Japan. Neurotoxins released by algal blooms off of the California coast is making sea lions aggressive. Here's why climate change is to be blamed. Now, they're going to just basically talk about how when the waters warm up, it makes perfect conditions for, things like phytoplankton and cyanobacteria, and these things cause red tide, and these things release toxic things like neurotoxins. Neurotoxin just means it poisons your brain. It's toxic stuff that goes into your brain. You inhale it, and it goes straight to your brain and alters how you think, or at the very least, alters how sea lions think, okay? But I promise you, it's not going to just stop at sea lions, all right? It's neurotoxins affect anything with a brain. It's just a neurotoxin. If this is causing the sea lions and other marine animals to become aggressive, angry, quick to bite, kind of loopy, it's causing them mental problems, right? And one of the side effects of those mental problems is that they become aggressive. They become violent. They start attacking where they never used to attack before. There are movies out there, many different movies. One of my favorite ones is this one. It's called The Signal. There's two different movies called The Signal that are pretty popular. They came out within a few years of each other. This is not the one with the kids that get trapped in the desert and Lawrence Fishburne is like an alien or whatever. That's a good one too. But this one is all about a signal that goes off around the world. The Cell with John Cusack also, or Cell, I don't know what it's called, right? But same exact concept. There's this signal. There's something that happens to the entire population of humans across the world, with little pockets of people that are unaffected by it, and they all go nuts. They all start losing their minds. They become violent. They start attacking. And it's completely justified in their minds. Does this sound like something similar to what the sea lions are going through right now? I'd say yes. And I'd say the number one culprit is the ocean and the neurotoxins that are being released by the bacteria that's growing, turning our oceans green and also red, which we'll talk about here in a bit as well. Russian hairdresser was jailed. This woman. Oh, you can't see her. My big head's in the way. There she is. Look at her. She's like, you know. All right, this hairdresser in Russia was jailed. She was put in jail because a neighbor claimed that she was spreading fake news. Fake news. Let me quote that. Right? Now, let's acknowledge something. Our vocabulary is very quickly dying. When I say our vocabulary, I mean humanity's, not my own. I have a decent vocabulary. But most people in the world, from what I've heard, especially, I listen to YouTubers and stuff. Like, I listen to how people speak. And I try not to swim in that pool myself, because everybody's peeing in that pool. It's the kiddie pool of linguistics. But anyways, what's my point here? Oh, fake news, right? So fake news. It's called lying. Okay, that's all it is. It's not fake news. It's lies. That's all it is. This. Remember, I said we live in 1984. Let me back up for those of you who don't know. George Orwell was an author a while back. He wrote a book that was prophetic at the time. It seemed futuristic. It seemed like science fiction. It's called 1984. And it's about this totalitarian government in the future, very dystopian society where it's sort of a one-world government. And they have completely controlled the Earth's population, all of their subjects. They have completely messed with their minds. They have them under a state of constant hypnosis, basically, where they just believe whatever they're told, even if they see for themselves that what they're told is a blatant lie, right? As a part of this world of 1984, Orwell created for those people a new language, and he called it Newspeak, right? Newspeak, or a new speech, a new way of speaking, which is de-evolution, or the de-evolving, I guess I could say, of our vocabulary. That words, we made certain acquiesces. We acquiesced over time. We made certain allowances for people speaking in the wrong manner, using words in different ways that they were not intended to, and it kept on going, and it kept on going, and kept on going, until words meant totally different things, and some words were lost completely, and new words that don't even make any sense were born. Right? And usually the words got, sometimes a lot longer and a lot longer. Sometimes in our case, they're shortening to basically emojis as we return to hieroglyphics. Anyways, I just want to point out, okay, fake news is just lying. That's all. Now, here's the other thing. Our world has reverse energy right now. Right? It's an evil world. Everything is the opposite of what it should be from my perspective. This is my path that I share with you. My perspective, which is really my energy, okay? That's where my perspective comes from. It's a blending of my physical brain, my actual thoughts, my spirit memory and stuff, but my own energy, which is just simply described as good, loving, giving. I don't know what other words to use, okay? But it's a contributing energy. It's a giving energy. It's a life energy, as opposed to the opposite of those things. Okay, my soul recognizes certain truths. There needs to be no proof other than that, other than the vibe that I get, right, and how it affects my vibe, which is a good vibe. Right? Anyways, spreading of fake news, it's just lies, right? However, in this world, the danger here and the omen is that fake news is going to, who defines these things? It's your governments, ultimately. I mean, it's all of you out there, and as a whole, the world's population is corrupt and evil. And therefore, What I'm saying is they're going to start twisting words around to suit their own evil spirits.
Yeah, of course they
Okay?
are.
So, good will mean evil,
Demons.
evil will mean good. Fake news, which is lies, will be used against people who are actually telling the truth
Yeah.
or looking into the truth or sharing their opinions or whatever it may be. Freedom is laughable. And here I live in the United States, and they have called this place forever the land of the free, the home of the brave. You know, it's supposed to be a land of freedom and the American dream and all that stuff. Listen, if you're one of those people out there that lives in another country and you are under this delusion that, you know, it's your dream to come to America because it's the land of the free. I mean, people used to think this way. I don't know how many people still do, but
60s, 50s,
if you happen to catch this live stream, I'm telling you as an insider, okay, it's not the land of the free. There are no brave people here at all, okay? It's the opposite of everything that you have ever heard as far as these myths about the United States goes. Now, I also want to be fair and say, you know, that applies to all of your countries as well. Okay, I don't live there, but I'm paying attention. They're all the same. They're owned by the same companies and corporations, which are ran by a select handful of people at the extreme top of the food chain, whose names you don't know, who you never see, and you know, they probably don't even live on the surface. But anyways, yeah, just be careful because good has become evil. Evil has become good. This article says the moon is slowly drifting away from the Earth, and it's beginning to impact us, says Harry Fletcher, the cartoon guy. Man, what a weird world. Hey, it's my there we go, put my jelly up. The moon is slowly drifting away from the Earth, and it's beginning to impact us.
I bet it is.
Man, there's so many things. Humanity has been impacted. I've just listed all kinds of ways, okay? But the moon is slowly drifting away from us, from the Earth. It's getting smaller and smaller because it's becoming the thing that creates that luminary in the sky. The light is getting more and more focused or narrower. Okay? When that happens, the point of focus that you see up there and the projection called the moon, they're going to get smaller and smaller, but they're going to get brighter and brighter. So some people interpret that getting brighter and brighter as, oh, it must be getting closer because it's getting brighter. It causes confusion, right, in the logical thinking of the mind, because we have to come to terms with what we've been taught in the school system as fish swimming around in the schools. But the reality is that the light that causes that projection, which is the moon, and the focal point, or the point of focus, which is called the sun, there's light behind it that's causing it, right? That would be like watching a movie, going to the movie theater, and not realizing that there's light being projected onto the screen, right? That screen is the image on the screen is created by the light that is shining from somewhere else, which is a source. There is a source up there in the heavens. That's what I'm saying, a light source. Okay,
Jay, come on.
And it passes through the firmament. I don't want to get too deep. I'm already on a tangent. My point is, the moon is not a rock in space floating around, and it's floating away from us.
It's not plasma. It is fucking.
No, it's a light. It's a luminary in the sky, and it's shrinking, and it has been shrinking. Some of you older people can probably remember when the moon used to look bigger. I can, and the sun as well. Okay, the sun's a little more difficult, you know, because not everybody stares at the sun, or whatever. But I have looked at it, and I know the sun is smaller but brighter. The moon is smaller but brighter, right? Anyways, so are all the luminaries. So this is how they're spinning this information. They're saying that the moon is slowly drifting away from our world or whatever, which you should be celebrating if that's true. If there's really a big fat rock up there that's just, you know, could crush our whole world, then you should be happy and thankful. Oh no, we need the moon. Oh, it causes the tides. We need the tides. No, it doesn't. The Earth causes the tides. All right, the Earth causes everything that happens in the Earth. You might think of shrimp. This is from the Smithsonian.
No, the
Okay?
sun
The
does. And the
Smithsonian.
magnetopoles
You might
causes
think
the
of
fucking
shrimp
tides.
as
God,
bugs
yeah.
of the sea.
The sun
Right? You might think of
and
shrimp
the
as bugs of the sea,
magnetopoles
but remember,
go from north to
remarkable
south.
discovery shows the opposite.
It creates
Bugs are
a
actually
pull in the tide.
shrimp of the land.
Not the fucking moon.
Yes, I love this. I mean,
God, dear.
I love that they're admitting it.
Nothing to do with the
That
fucking moon.
nasty thing, man. You want to eat that? Go ahead. That shit was in
The
Neo's
sun.
stomach. Remember when they bugged him? Excuse my language. But remember that? When they bugged Neo? And he's like, that's real? Ah! And he's all freaking out because he had some nasty shrimp bug in his stomach. Man. It's a good idea to cleanse your body. Not just because, oh, it's good to rid yourself of all these tiny little parasites or whatever, and you want to just be healthier or whatever. Gigantism is going to return to this world. And I'll bet you that means parasites as well. Worms and nasty stuff that already live inside people's bodies start getting bigger and bigger and bigger, but you don't. Why? Because you've already gone through puberty. You've already reached your crescendo as far as growing and stuff goes. But all those tiny little nasties inside of you, they'll just keep on procreating. They get bigger and bigger and bigger. So I highly recommend, for that reason alone, unless you want your worst nightmares to come true, cleanse yourself. Shrimp look an awful lot like bugs, says this article. The exoskeletons, joined legs, and compound eyes of both groups of living things give them more than a passing resemblance to each other. Because they're bugs. I don't know what this article is. I have not read this article. I just like the title of it. But damn, he's trying to say that there's not two different anything. Okay, all that stuff in the ocean is bugs. All that seafood and all that shellfish, fish don't have shells. That's called a lie. That's false news, fake news, or whatever, right? It's bugs. Okay? Now, what's the omen here? It's going to happen again. Gigantism will return to this world. The bugs are going to be one of the first creatures that you see getting bigger and bigger and bigger, and that includes all the ocean bugs. You think they're big now? You just wait until the giant freaking coconut crabs start walking onto the land and scooping up, people and destroying stuff and coming after you to eat you. They will. All the things that you once thought were delicacies and that you put in your mouth and you enjoyed eating because they're so tiny, one day the tables will be turned. The dinner table will be turned. You like that? The dinner table will be turned and they're going to eat you. You're going to be on the menu.
Not me.
Yeah. Shrimp is bugs became a viral meme for underscoring the resemblance. It's not an underscore. It's a fact. They are arthropods. They're bugs. Arthropods, okay? All these people get all technical. I'm very passionate about this, okay? My soul, remember how I said my soul knows certain things? My soul knows not to eat bugs. It just knows this. I got nothing else. I guess it's from my soul. My soul is telling you, please.
Don't eat the bugs.
But some people are bug eaters. And guess what? Some people, you are what you eat. And there's been a lot of movies that indicate that some people might turn into bugs one day. I believe in something called therianthropy. Right? I'm way off topic now, but whatever. Therianthropy is whenever people change into other creatures, specifically animals. However, I believe that people can mutate quickly, especially during the apocalypse, right? Especially whenever you change the conditions in this world and you introduce a whole bunch of radioactivity and stuff. Yes, people can and will and do mutate, right? It's not on the news all the time, but you're seeing it more and more now than you ever have. I am. And it's going to happen. And depending on what kind of DNA you have in your body, when all this plasma comes into the earth and ambiently just hovers all around your body and especially if it acts anything like those pods in the movie The Fly with Jeff Goldblum, trying to like fix the DNA or make sense of all these different strands of DNA. Man, some of you guys are going to turn into monkeys. Some of you big people. Some of you dog people. Some of you bug people. I promise it's going to happen. This one right here. This one upsets me. Okay? This is the Fruit of the Loom logo. Is it not?
I'm gonna be a bug.
Is it not the Fruit of the Loom logo with a cornucopia and the fruit spilling out of it? Yes. Okay, that's the answer. In here, in my spirit memory, okay, and whatever makes me me besides from just the brain, I know that is in some reality, okay, that I vibe with. That's the freaking logo. But this is now the logo. There is no cornucopia, neither has there ever been. This should be worldwide news. I don't care if it's stupid. I don't care if it's just a tiny little picture and so what, and it's not that big of a deal. Fudge that. Reality is being messed with. Like, I know this for a fact. 1,000,000,000%. As much as I know my own name and things I should know. Okay. I grew up reading, this is the one that got me. This is the Mandela effect that pulled me right on in and changed everything. This, look at the author's name. Now, please keep this in mind. Let me give you a backstory on Little Jaydreamers as a child. I've always been enamored with words. I've always been a wordsmith. I've written poems and lyrics, and I was really interesting and excelled in
Once upon a time, not now.
English, in my later years, language arts in my earlier years. I loved those topics. I thought words were the best. Math, I didn't like math. I hate it. I've always hated math. But words, I love. Pictures, I love, because pictures are words. That's why I like them so much. And so, I learned I before E, except after C. And I know 100%, just as much as I know there's a cornucopia, just as much as I know my name, I know that I had asked someone to clarify how to pronounce this author's frickin' name, because there was an E and an I, and I couldn't remember, because I was still learning at the time, if it's I before E, and how do I pronounce this? Is it Stein, like Frankenstein, or is it Steen? Those were the only two options.
Unlabeled.
Little Jaydreamers, had a decent intellect as a young child. Those who are old enough to read books like this, okay? I'm not trying to brag or toot my own horn. I'm just saying that's just a matter of fact. Okay? I was a bit more intelligent than your average child. I was in special programs and stuff for gifted children and all that stuff.
And you know what?
I was not an idiot. I knew, and I'm not saying you're an idiot if you don't know how to pronounce the word stain or read the word stain. However, I'm saying your intellect is lacking. But anyways, my point here is, it's stain.
No.
I never would have had a question. I never would have had a conversation with an adult, with a teacher, with anybody. It never would have perplexed me. It never would have bothered me. Had that been the author's name when I was a child. Period. Hands down. That's it. It's the end of the story. It was not that for me. Okay? For you, maybe you didn't have all those memories and stuff. But 1,000,000,000%, something is wrong. Something is different. Not wrong. Okay, I think it's right, actually. I like it. I like that this is happening. I'm glad that it's happening. I'm glad reality is fracturing and breaking. Good. I hope it happens more.
So much hard.
I can't wait, because it all leads to one thing. And that's the apocalypse.
Well, I'm a tired.
And then that leads to the golden age. Okay, it's
I'm
good
stupid
news.
in other ways.
But anyway, Berenstain?
At least I can see.
That's insane.
Isn't it?
That's just mind-blowing. This should be on the news.
Yeah, for anyone is missing.
In my reality, that would be on the news. I'd be on the news, like, Head for the hills, everyone. The author's name has now changed on every book. Reality has been physically altered.
Physically.
I don't care how minuscule you think it is or how much it doesn't matter. You know what the butterfly effect is? This is the butterfly effect, okay?
Yeah.
Anyways, it's definitely Berenstein, not Berenstain. That's insane. That's just crazy. How about this one? You guys know who this is? You guys remember this cartoon? Who is this? It's Shaggy, right?
Shaggy?
It's Shaggy who goes zoinks or whatever, right?
Boy, Raggy.
What does his neck look like? Does he have any kind of feature at all aside from just a straight neck? You guys remember? Hold on, let me jump in the chat. I want to actually ask. I want to see what you guys think. Hold on.
All right. Boy.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, it's Star Traveler, Sherry. You guys all, everyone knows it's Shaggy, right? And Soberer is the first one I saw who said it's his Adam's apple. Everyone knows this. Everyone that I vibe with knows he had an Adam's apple. Okay?
No, he's not.
A big lump. As a matter of fact, I remember it having a hair sticking, just one nasty hair. It always bothered me, actually. His big ass hair on his Adam's apple, that always bothered me as a child. I know this. I know this, okay? I don't care if I can't prove it. I know this. But this is what his neck looks like now. And I'm talking about the old Shaggy. Not all that weird PC, new Scooby-Doo, weirdo Scooby-Doo crap in this weird alternate Earth that I'm in. Okay? Where nothing is as it should be. Weird ass stuff out there. This is his neck. This is his neck. That's not right. It's freaking... He has this.
What?
Okay? Not that. They've taken away his manhood. His Shaggy Adam's apple.
No.
They have circumcised Shaggy's neck.
Shaggy, what have you done to you?
What the hell?
What the?
Who's this?
Shaggy.
Who is this chick?
What have you done to Raggy?
And what's going on here?
No,
what movie is this from? Right?
I'm not having it.
Now, I saw this movie
when
I was very young. I wasn't really into the Bond movies, okay? But this is an iconic scene.
Yeah,
I like the Bond video.
Where's her braces on?
Goldeneye. That
What
was
the fuck?
classic. If they start screwing
That's why
with
she
video
fell
games,
in love
man,
with
I'm out.
fucking
Forget
Jules.
that. But anyways, look, there's a scene with this girl. There's this character named
She
Jaws.
fell in love with Jules.
Because
they both have braces.
Bond or whatever.
Well,
and
he
Jaws has these big old
teeth,
huge metal teeth.
and
He
she
just
had
chomps through
metal
it,
Mickey,
right?
didn't she?
And he meets this girl.
What?
Dolly, I
What
think her
the
name
fuck's
is.
happened?
And she has this big moment where like he smiles at her and
They
he's got a
fall in
big
love
mouthful
because
of
of it.
metal.
What the
And then she
fuck?
smiles back and she's wearing braces and then they kind of fall in love because it was like a Beauty and the
They've
Beast
got metal
moment.
mouth.
And the thing was, like, she also has a metal mouth.
Metal Mickey.
And
What?
people are like, it's gone.
That's why they fell in love.
Braces are just not there. There's
That
no
was the whole
braces.
point of it. Because
And last but not even close to being the least, okay? This is frustrating. The reason I brought this up... Hold on, let me make sure everything's cool in the chat. The reason I brought this up is because I was watching the new Black Mirror episode. And it's called... like Bete Noir, which is like Black Betty. It's freaking mind blowing, man. This girl had this device, this remote control that was hooked up to supercomputers. Okay, I'm gonna spoil it. I know. I don't care. I don't care about spoiling movies. You hear me about to talk about it, you have the option to stop listening or whatever. But anyways, listen. She has this remote control. She just presses a button, and she, according to her,
I can't believe that.
it's not that reality was changing. Like she's just making physical changes in the reality. What it is she's tuning everyone's consciousnesses into, or aligning them with, the other consciousnesses of their other selves in these alternate Earths. They're infinite. They go on forever. Remember I said the butterfly effect makes these
You
different
met this
Earths,
woman in a
basically. I mean, same
fucking
Earth, same people,
in
same
that
things.
west.
It's just different
Sat
decisions
down,
were
keep
made.
him warm.
You know, somebody went left instead of going right, and that led to
I'm gonna put up.
a
Listen
whole
to what
different
she's got to say.
outcome
She's written a
200
book.
years after the fact.
She's
or
in
whatever.
Brighton as well.
So
Fucking
she
age.
uses this remote control, and she
This is what she
tunes
says
in
about what
people's
the Nazis
consciousnesses
are
or their
doing.
minds or whatever to a reality where whatever she thought of was the outcome, which is just infinite. You could think of anything, and there's a world where that has happened. Okay. And I'm like, damn, that was my theory on the Mandela effect. That's literally my theory on the Mandela effect, is that I'm tuning in, and many of you, that something is happening with the energy in this world, including our very own energy, and it's only happening to a certain groups of people. Just like tinnitus is only happening to a certain group of people, like 10% of the population.
Yeah, 748 hertz.
The ringing in the ears and all that stuff, right? Which I'm going to talk about next, and that'll be it.
It's
But,
just human resonance.
we are
Raised
able to tune into
157 hertz.
some sort of local or
Since
nearby
2018,
reality or alternate Earth or other
2017,
world,
September the
where
24th.
other versions of us,
Great sign
at
in
the very
heaven.
least, genetically, DNA, right? Which I assume that my spirit vibes with this
We've
particular
got
sequence
a
of DNA.
toroid.
Okay, I've got theories upon theories about stuff.
Resonation
But
and
I believe that
omnipresence
this
of every
spirit
atom in existence.
refers
Four
or vibes
winds.
with this particular building blocks
It
of
is
this particular body, this
basically
particular DNA.
748 hertz.
Okay?
The
And
voice
there are
of the
other
creator.
DNA bodies out there that my
Which
spirit
is
vibes with.
the
I don't know how
vibe,
to explain it.
which is
Um,
energy moved from matter.
I'm tuning into
is
other
basically
me,
the building. Is the
or
glue
multiple other me's possibly, where the Berenstain
is
is
making
not
matter.
Berenstain, but it's Berenstein. Where this chick had
And it
braces.
is the voice
Where,
of the creator of 748
this
hertz.
guy was in a movie about a genie called Shazam.
And he just
I don't
come
know.
about
You guys even remember that?
2018.
This don't
2017.
believe in the image, okay? This isn't the
It's
actual clip from
purification.
the actual movie. It looks like it.
That's what's
Looks very
going
much
on.
like it, actually.
Purification.
But this guy's name is Sinbad, right?
Well,
I liked Sinbad when I was growing up. You know, he was kind of like the Will
existence
Smith before Will
resonates at
Smith came around. He was cool.
748
I
hertz.
super liked Sinbad,
Right.
and you know, he was in some sweet movies and
How
stuff.
did
But
we come across this shit?
this was one of the ones he was
because
in,
I started researching
Like, he
someone's
was in the movie
research
Sinbad,
and
where he was a genie.
bam, shit, he's right.
I know this
This
so
motherfucker's right.
strongly
Eric Briggs is right.
because when Shaquille O'Neal came out with this
So
garbage
is he.
movie
So is fucking
called Cousin,
Kazam. Shit,
me and my little
so is
brother
Ken Wheeler.
and me and some other people,
Shit.
I don't remember
So
who,
is
but I know
Bobby.
me and my brother talked about it.
Shit.
When we
So is
first
other
heard
people.
that
So-
Shaq was coming
so
out with
is,
this movie called
Eric.
Kazam, we're like,
Shit.
what? A ripoff.
Shit. So is
He's
Jeff
clearly
Doggy.
doing a bootleg,
All
lame
these people decoding
version
the Bible and
of Shazam with Sinbad.
deciphering
Remember the good old days when they made food look appetizing?
decoding the,
You know, have some
the
butter
parables,
melting off of it, some
showing
steam
you the
rising
truth.
off. You know, mom
'Cause,
like sets down a
the
big plate of
Bible is
food,
so
and all the kids and the
mythology.
dad, and
It's
everyone's like,
basically,
"Oh, stovetop instead of
it is
potatoes or
basically
whatever." You
fucking,
remember those days? Yeah. Well, Jesus, man.
basically fucking
We
astronomy.
live in the end times. These are the kinds
The
of commercials you
stories,
get from movies these
mythology.
days. Stuff that's got nothing to do with
it's got
food.
truth in
And
it.
somehow, I guess this must work. I don't think so. I think they're passing messages. Or maybe this is one of those things where the earth passes us messages, but this is all connected. This entire episode is connected, okay? You're about to watch in the commercial what I was just discussing earlier about how the ocean produces toxic chemicals and gases, and it's going to affect the humans, and they're all going to lose their minds and go crazy.
Club.
Keep that in mind when you watch this commercial,
They all
please.
want to go,
Check this out.
this is the
All right,
truth.
we start off.
Yeah,
This lady's in the
word of God.
laundromat.
It's the
Looks
Bible,
normal,
We're in a
except
club.
for it's got nothing to do with chicken
And,
unless you're doing
Jesus is
laundry.
coming, man. He's coming.
Okay.
Yeah.
She looks
He's
over.
coming.
The camera pans over as if there's something interesting
but
going on back
Don't
here,
worry,
but there's really
just let him
not.
keep
It just says
killing,
change. There's a change machine right
not
there.
him, sorry.
Okay, the
Let him
clock is
keep
set to 11. There's
genociding
nothing really out of the
Palestine.
ordinary,
Just
except
let
for, by the way,
go on
11
and all the other
is also
countries.
the two
But
pillars.
don't worry, Jesus is coming one day.
Same
He's been coming for a long time, thousands of years.
They pan over because they're about to do a quick little magic trick.
You'd have
Check this
thought
out.
you'd have come turn a page ago, will you, mate? Fucking
Now,
evil.
that happens very
was
quickly if
turned
you're
up.
just watching the commercial.
And this
Not a
world,
lot of people like slow this
you'd
down
have
and
thought
watch
the
it
old
piece by piece
Jesus
the way
would have
I
been
do,
here
okay?
a long
But
time ago.
this clothing right here,
No.
she didn't toss
No,
that
no,
into
that's
the
because
thing.
fucking
It was
coming.
already there. Watch, pay attention again. Let me rewind that.
That's 'cause
Now,
he's
pay attention.
fucking not
That shirt
Behave yourselves,
lifted
will ya?
up and fell all by
Fucking
itself as
stop
if it
it.
was like alive.
Please,
Right?
please
Like bed
stop
knobs and
it.
broomsticks. Watch this. Check this out.
Please. Do you know what? I have a friend, Dave. Dave, mate. My
You see
old
that?
mate, Dave.
Okay.
Dave. Please, Bill, mate. Please, you're a pagan, and you suddenly like had this fucking DMT fucked up trip, and I think your missus must have went on about Jesus too much, and you just fucking had this vision of Jesus in your DMT trip, and you saw him apparently, and now you're Jesus mad, like, which is fair enough, because like it's up to you, like, as long as you're a good person. But I'm sorry, but it's not all about following the Christ. It's about just fucking act like the fucker, be on the same resonation as him, vibe like him. Yeah, your heart's got to be like his. You ain't got to follow no one. You ain't got to fucking worship the fucking dude. He won't want you to do that, right? That's what's the point in that? That's like idolising someone. That's like saying, oh, my favourite fucking singer is Elvis Presley, man. I'm going to cry and scream and every time I see him. I'll say, he's my fucking idol, like, you know? That's fucking idol worship, like, you know? That's the same as, like, what people do with the Jesus. No. They got Jesus is the greatest story ever told. Come on, please, Dave, and everyone else, please. 12 disciples and Jesus, that's 13. That's 13 constellations, yeah? The return of the sun. What's just returned? What's he going on about here? And omens, the plasma apocalypse. Why is the sun white? Why is the moon rolling? And why is the moon so bright? And why is all the stars flickering? Why was there a great sign in heaven in in September 24th, 2017, there was a great sign in heaven. That is signs in Revelation 12, I would believe, that there'd be signs in heaven. It's Isaiah 24:23, where the moon would be confused. So that is the return of the sun. It's not the return of a son, like God's son, or God himself is sent himself down to be kicked the fuck and beaten up and stuck to a bit of wood, nailed, and really brutally fucking satanically and evilly fucking beat up and fucking put a crown of thorns on his head and nailed to a bloody bit of wood. The return of the sun? No, come on. And then you believe that he fucking resurrected. He come out of his cave like a couple of days later. It with holes in his hands and feet. Behave. Come on. Fucking get real, will ya? Get real. That's like believing in Father Christmas still. Come on. Please. Don't. You're killing me, man. You can't go from being a pagan, which is what Christianity is. It's stolen paganism. It's just like Constantine's like just go around thrash and force to thrash you if you don't fucking be a Christian. If you don't believe in the Jesus, I'm gonna beat the fucking living daylights out of you and you and you're all having it. Alright, so that's how they got Christianity. Which is fucking so many different stories, and fucking ancient book of the dead is fucking long time for the Bible. Come on, the kingdom is within you. Anyway, so this return of the sun is what the Hopis say. The blue Kachina, the red Kachina, return of the sun. The red dwarf, dull sun, negative sun, and then you got the high, fully fucking UV fucking the black stars, the black sun, black hole sun. Here you come. Yeah, you got that. The return of the sun. It's not the sun, and Ra wasn't a sun god. He was actually a sun, a celestial object. That's why you've got suns. You can see them if you pay attention. If you really, really, really do your homework and pay attention, keep studying the skies, keep observing. You'll see things are out of whack. The sun's rising in the wrong constellation is fucking a month and a half out of fucking whack. If you watch the moon rise every night, if you've got a clear sky, you'll see that it's fucking all over the place. If you know how the moon and sun should rise from, it would start off north, east, and then it will creep across down to southeast, east, south, right? It'll go east, and then it'll be your easterly point, which be when you get your equinox, and then it'll come back again, yeah. So, but not go back forth over a few days. It's wobbling, you know. And the moon, you shouldn't look at the moon like say you're looking at the sunroof of your car. You look at, and then you look up, and you'll see the moon sort of but even more directly above your head than the North Star is these days. But not all the time, only for certain months. And it'd be all over the place, like. But you shouldn't see the moon that high. Come on, you shouldn't see the moon directly above your head. And it's the North Star is not the brightest star in the northern sky anymore. And it's so dull, you've got a job to see it. And when you do see it, fuck me, it's in a position where you think, what happened to the North Star? It's sort of like not in the right place. It's just like where the Tycho crater is not in the right place. The Tycho crater has moved. Someone's turned the moon around. What's going on? Someone's moved the moon around. But like you say on a flat earth, guys, how the fuck can that Terminator line move if you're on a stationary object? You fuckers still can't explain how the fucking how the moon phases work. You fuckers, come on, give it up, will you? You've been psyoped. There's some points to it, don't get me wrong, but you buggers, like with us people, I'll admit it's not a globe, and I'll admit like there's good points in the flat, like where you won't admit that there's any points in globe, which there's fucking loads. You're just totally dismissing all that and go, no, it's flat, and like when I say, have you ever watched Ken Wheeler? They go, no. Have you ever watched Scientific Leon? Do you know much about scalar physics? And they're like, no, don't need to. Well, I think you do. I think you should really look into scalar physics before you start going on about fucking gravity and why how water would stick to a ball and spin in a 1,000 miles an hour. Fucking come on. Physics, everything is atom, everything is spinning, yes, and vibrating. Everything is spinning and vibrating. Gravity is not a fucking theory. It's electromagnetism. It's so simple when you fucking learn your physics. It's so fucking simple. It's the null point of the fucking toroid. It's the loss of inertia. Yeah. Magnetism is a great thing. It's magical. It's instantaneous action at a distance. Okay? Magnetism is magical. And when you've got that loss of inertia, yeah, you've got to look at it like an hourglass. Yeah, it's a toroid. You know, the magnetism's a toroid. If you like, you're looking at under the supercell, the ferrocell, you're looking at a magnet working. You know, you're looking at the field lines because it's showing up. The iron filings are showing up in the light. Okay, and the inertia plane is right on the null point of the toroid of the center. You know, it's where it's dead. There's nothing going on. You know, it's in between centripetal force. Okay, it's in there. It's dead. It's that's where you get gravity. So you get gravity, electromagnetism. Okay, it's a magical thing, trust. Very magical. You must know physics.
Play it off like it's nothing.
And then you'll understand that everything's fucking spinning. Everything. Then you'll see why water would be. And you'll see why there is no pictures of the Earth, because the Earth is not a fucking sphere. It's not a fucking sphere. It is literally the south pole of a magnet, right, is bigger than the north. And you can prove it by putting a magnet under a supercell. Or a ferrocell. You can see in live time that the magnet south pole is bigger than the north, which would make Earth egg shape. And then explaining it why, because if you know physics, you'll know that due to centripetal force, well, where you've got like you got to look at like it's always red shift, blue shift, right? So you've got energy is flowing like a figure of eight, say, right? It's pulling and then pushing, right? So you have got double helixing around, and where you've got like the south pole bigger than the north, the null point is where we're at. People think that we're on the plane of inertia, which is the disk. Well, the disk is not a disk; it's an actual egg shape, because the matter state on the null point, the null line, is an egg, due to the south pole being bigger than the north. Okay, so the null point is not a disk, a round disk. It's not flat. Null point. It literally is an egg. Okay, and you can spin the water. Do the physics test, and you'll have eventually the water will spin and spin and spin, and you'll end up with poles, North Pole, South Pole, and you'll end up with the bottom, the South Pole, bigger than the top, and it'll be egg shape, which is why you've got the tilt of the moon, because the moon comes up in the east, goes down there, so it's coming up on the top of the egg, then going down the bottom. So, which is why the Earth's got a slight tilt, and so is the moon. Okay, and this is how you get your waxing and waning from the trajectory of the sun and where the moon is. And it's not clever, a man with a shutter shutting it every night a little bit, just to make it wane, like, you know. You're so silly, Lucy. You said it's magical. Come on. It's not self-illuminating. If it was self-illuminating, right, why back in the fucking end of the 70s, why was the moon dull grey in the sky at night? You never had halos around it. And in the day, you couldn't see it. But now you can see the fucking thing in the day because it's so bright. It's all white. And then you can see the fucking... At night, it's like a fucking torch. And you can see halo around it. And if it's self-illuminating, how come you can still see the body when it's like, say it's waxed, one day of it's waxing, how come you can still see a solid object, like, just about behind? Come on, behave yourselves, you flat bloody weirdos. Just get real, yeah? Come on, stop being psyoped, eh? It's until you learn physics, you'll understand that gravity is just no simple magnetism. Electromagnetism. I'll be talking bullshit, I suppose. Eh? That's the only reason why Santos wouldn't bring it up with Ken Wheeler when he done an interview with him, because Ken would have mopped the floor with him. There was no bringing up of the flat earth. No, not with Ken Wheeler on there. Ken would have said, nope, I'm not talking about it, because, no, Santos would have been made to look silly. Simple as that. Anyway, that's the reason why you didn't get that one there. And, so if you want to know why we're told that we're on a spinning ball, we're lied to about everything. Yeah, we're lied to about the shape of the earth. We're lied to about it spinning. We're lied to about it all. I'm telling you now, just because we're lied to about it, it doesn't mean it's flat. Right? Use your fucking loaf, okay? The return of the sun is another sun, right? And our sun set is basically the wrong sun, and it's going to be changed soon. It's going to be flipped up over, swapped over back to our original sun, and Earth's going to be put in its normal rotation back to how it should be. The poles are going to flip. Okay, so gravity is electromagnetism. It's just simple if you know physics. Right, Keith? Come on, Keith. You keep going on like you know what you know now. You don't need to do no more research. Because I've looked at a few fucking videos on Facebook and looked at a flat earth video. I don't need to do no more research now. I'm just like trapped in my brain under a little bubble with a snow globe now. I'm trapped now. I can't go any further because I've pretty much locked myself in under a dome. Fucking hell, mate. And it does. I saw a meme the other day saying it had a picture of a flat earth, a picture of a globe, and it went something like Satanists, if you believe in a globe. And it's like, what? What? Just because you? What? Because I think that the Earth's egg shape, and the only reason you ain't got a photo is because you can't get out far enough to take a photo, because it'd be flickering like a fucking disco ball because of Earth's magnetic field. You know, you couldn't go far enough. Plus, you know, they're gonna just show you a fucking photo of a fucking Earth. But like you say, you can't go far enough, and you've probably got holes in the poles, and you could probably see them. That's what Admiral Byrd was going on about inner Earth. And yeah, so that's the reason why you ain't got fucking true picture. It's not because it's fucking flat, because it's not what we've been told. You know, it's not flat. It's not flat. Nope. Anyway, enough of that.
The chick ignores it. You see like some guy in the background.
I know
now
nothing.
Watch what happens to this robot.
I know
woman,
nothing.
This sleepwalker.
I really don't.
As there's
Just
clearly a
bit,
signal
maybe.
that people across the world are tuning into, and it.
You don't need new skills for a second job. You just need to know AI tools.
So, this is how I became the most dangerous person in the room. One habit changed everything. I replaced social media with micro-learning. Now, instead of wasting time on social media, I spend 15 minutes a day actually learning how to use AI for...
Okay, so just get that all the way out, all right?
Yeah,
if you watch this car, all the lights that are illuminating this car, they're flickering. You see that? And then the egg cracks. You see that? Hold on, let's rewind it. All this stuff happens very quickly.
Come outside, yeah, have a look at what's going on out there.
There's people out there. I already know. Okay? I already know in my mind. They're going to say,
Fucking hell, it's cold out here. Oh, it's dark as well. It's pretty shit. Yeah, so not a lot going on. It's fucking freezing. Ugh, don't like it. What's done in there? I'm gonna smoke it there. Say hello to Wizzle. Wizzle, buddy. Wizzle. Oh, Wizzle. Here's buddy. Anyway, who's watching? How are you? I'd say Happy New Year, but it's not. It's not the New Year yet. It's a corporate bullshit New Year. Corporate. Don't do the corporation. Fuck the corporation. Fuck the corporation. That's what I say. Isn't it, bud?
There's another channel out there that also points out
We have nothing to do with it.